I got a bad case of loving you.
821, Big 550, KTRS, Dr. Jeffrey Lowell. He's the best. He's professor of surgery and pediatrics at Washington University, and he joins us via Skype right now. Good morning, Dr. Jeffrey Lowell.
Hey, McGraw. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Doc.
So what's this story about this new superbiotic, or this new super antibiotic that can now fight resistant drugs or resistant strains of viruses?
Diseases?
Bacteria, right?
Bacteria, yes, thank you.
So scientists from Boston, including some from Northeastern University, as well as another biotech company, came across this compound that they found in dirt. It's called Tychobactin. It's a soil-dwelling bacteria that usually doesn't do anything other than when you put it in the lab and add some magic sauce to it, it can make antibiotics. And this is important because many of our antibiotics now, the most common ones, are not effective against many of our more common bacteria because these bacteria have mutated and developed resistance to the most common, aka cheap, antibiotics. And so almost everything almost every antibiotic has a resistant bacteria to it. So this is an entirely new class of bacteria, a new class of antibiotic, which is very important because the amount of resistance that current bacteria have developed to our antibiotics is growing rapidly.
So how close are they to bringing this to market?
They haven't really talked about that, but I'm saying this is a total guess, but I would say it'd be a few years still, maybe 5 years. But
right.
There's certainly lots of motivation, and there would certainly be lots of money involved in this, so that we have aligned incentives, both based on the need as well as the price.
Who is looking at dirt for the next antibiotic?
Well, lots of our medicines actually have come from dirt. So not only some of the antibiotics, but most of our antibiotics are kind of mold. Penicillin was a mold. So these guys are looking under mushrooms for things. So they're looking in all the kind of creepy places, but I'm glad they are.
Yeah, common dirt is where they found this.
Cure that has been old as dirt.
Yeah, really interesting. All right, good. What's this? Let's talk about this. Pass me on this story. This Connecticut teen must take chemotherapy?
Yeah, well, actually, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this. So this isn't really so much a medical issue as an ethical one. So a 17-year-old girl in Connecticut has a disease, a type of cancer called Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is one of the more common ones and is very treatable and in many cases very curable. I'm sure you probably know some people in your circle of friends or family that have had Hodgkin's disease and have cured it. She is 17 years old, and she has decided that she doesn't want to take the treatment anymore. It makes her sick and miserable, and her hair falls out, and she's had enough. And her mother supports her. So this was taken through the judicial system in the state of Connecticut, who has disagreed and said that she's a minor and she needs to be treated.
Not being a parent, but this isn't, and when I was reading the story, she's not doing it because of any type of religious or ethical reasons. And I'm surprised, I really am, Dr. Lowell, that her mother is supporting her on this. I mean, she is still a minor. She's a teenager. And as we know, teenagers don't always make the right decisions. They're still children. So,
right.
I mean, what do you think as a doctor that a parent is supporting a child on such a decision that can pretty much, as you were saying, kind of easily be cured?
Yeah, well, I personally think it's a bad decision and would do the same thing that her doctors did, was to try and get the court system to support our decision to treat her, because in my mind it's situational. It's similar to being, having situational depression, and we certainly wouldn't let someone who is depressed kill themselves, and this is not certainly exactly that, but there's similarities to it.
Boy, you can
What do
really
you think, McGraw?
you can really see both sides. The fact that
Yeah.
she's 17 means she's not an adult, which means the parent can take over, or the state can sort of intervene, if you will, in the best interest. But it goes to a larger question. Do I have a right to turn down treatment if the doctor says this is the best treatment, and I say I don't want to do it? Don't I have a right as an adult to do that?
Yeah, at 18 you do, and at least in our society at 17 and 364 days you don't. And certainly a very arbitrary distinction between the day before your birthday and the day after your 18th birthday, but we make that distinction.
Yeah, that's going to be getting a lot of attention here in the next couple of days for sure. Doctor, while we still have you, what is the doctor's office of the future?
Well, we do lots of things in doctors' offices and hospitals these days, and there's many futurists, some of them doctors also, who think that in the next few years, and this is moving very rapidly, many of the things that we go to the doctor's office for or the hospital for, we'll just do ourselves at home. Whether it's getting a EKG, which you can do yourself and send over your smartphone, or take your temperature, do your blood pressure, or manage your medicines, or even have some therapies. The technology now is developing at such an incredibly rapid rate. Maybe you don't even have to go to your doctor's office to see your doctor. You'll do it all over Skype.
Yeah.
And so instead of getting really angry that your doctor's an hour and a half late, you'll just be sitting around your house or walking around with your big fluffy slippers and having a cup of coffee. And when the Skype call comes, you're next in line, and you'll connect your smartphone up to your computer. You'll do your blood pressure. You'll take your vital signs, and you'll have your appointment right over the internet.
You think about it. Do I really have to go to a doctor's office to get my blood taken? Can I take my blood, from myself? Or
I would not want to take my own blood.
Some people wouldn't, but some people would, and then I just send it back to you, and I mean, it's a whole new world, really, when you think about it.
Well, maybe if it's a drop of blood. Yeah, so instead of taking tubes of blood in the future, we'll probably just be taking drops of blood, or maybe we'll just putting a patch on our skin, and the patch will draw blood off.
There you go.
All out itself.
It's a whole new world.
At least we won't be performing our own surgeries.
That's, as of now, but there'll be an app for that soon enough. Dr. Jeffrey Lowell, Professor of Surgery and Pediatrics at Washington University. Always a pleasure. Good to have you back in the U.S. via Skype. Doctor, have a good week. Thanks.
All right, bye, McGraw. Bye, Kelly.
Bye, Doctor.
8:30 here, Big 550 KTR. Stay right there. Traffic.